They get themselves high, they get drunk, they have fun in their house. Next thing you know, you putting on pornos, playing with little boys. You know, I take you back to a story. But me, Alibaba.
Nah, I'm still from New York.
And shit. Bam had all three of us in his house one day with some porn on, jerking all three of us off. Another situation. I mentioned one of my brother's name, and you know, I feel bad because he was upset. He was like, how could you do this to me? I got a family, you ruining my reputation. He sent me a text stating that Bam just wanted me to jerk off in front of him, but I told him no. So I took the old text and I uploaded it on Facebook. Everybody saw it. So he goes into the comments and he's saying, listen, y'all wanted me to jerk off. Bam offered us $10 to see which one of us would come first. He wanted to see which one of us would jerk off and masturbate first. But I told him no. See, I never argued with him because he didn't realize he just told on himself. I wasn't even there for that situation. I was getting started for most of it. The moral of the story is, there's so many of my brothers. We're not talking about 1, 2, 3. There's so many names. There's so many people that I looked up to that ended up in that book that he has. And how he break you in, you look at that book. You see some of the dudes that you looked up to that's 10 years older than you, 5 years older than you. Because he got them like stair steps. Wow, this is such and such. I don't want to call them more names because these dudes got families. And you see these dudes in there, and this is how, well, this is your hero right here. Well, I got him too. But when you look at that book, some of them was the same age, 13, 14 years old. I listen to some of these people say, well, you was 14, you was 15, you knew what you was doing. You don't know what the fuck they've been through. Exactly. You don't know how they was raised in their house. Like I said, before Bam got to me, I was already got. I was broken in as a little kid, starting at about 7, 8 years old. By one of my babysitters. So when Bam got to me, it was like I was already broken. I was already mentally messed up. From having a mom that had the weight of the world on her shoulder and didn't know how to deal with a young man. A woman cannot raise a man. Right. She is too emotional. Right. All she did was pass on her anger. Then more anger built up, and what happened was all in the streets and end up in jail. Most of the little young men that Bam has touched their life, everybody's saying Bam saved me. No, he saved you because you turned away from the street and he didn't get a chance to touch you. Maybe because you were dark-skinned and he really don't like dark-skinned dudes. He like to hide the other little boys in the 4 regions. So maybe he wasn't his case. So you got away scot-free. Maybe he was ugly to him. But a lot of us can get up in jail for murder. Too many of us. Bishop, aka Snake, he's still in there. A whole lot more. I'm not gonna call out too many names because these dudes got families. And at the end of the day, I know what it feels like as a man to go through, to experience this shit. The pain that I had to go through for watching that video of these brothers sit up there and still cover up this shit and destroy you. That's why I got on teary-eyed. I mean, no disrespect to my brother Ron Savage, but I was sitting up there saying, they ain't gonna catch me crying like that. But when I seen that video with these brothers that I love, that I would die for, still covering up for this dude, and everybody calling me, why you saying my name? I'm saying your fucking name because you're a piece of shit. Right. Because anybody that can stand next to somebody that'll cover up for a pedophile, you a piece of shit. Right. Yes. That's cowardice. That's straight cowardice. At any given time, I would have died for any last one of them, and they know it. And I've proven it to them. I've proven it. I got the scars. I've proven it. But y'all couldn't even just step up to the plate and say, yo, my little brother's innocent. Y'all labeled me to be a fucking rat. The worst thing you can do is rob me of my manhood and then turn around and label me as a snitch to save a pedophile. And the only reason why y'all took them charges off me and made a public announcement that I wasn't a rat, because remember that homicide I got locked up for in '94, I got convicted of that. Eric beat me that trial. My 2 co-defendants, we're gonna keep that a secret. That's why y'all took that shit down. If I was a fucking rat, you'd be in jail for the rest of your life. And your partner too. We ain't gotta look, y'all can read it between the lines, you know what I'm saying. That's some sucker shit. I shouldn't have had to put that pressure. I told the motherfuckers that if you don't clear my name, label me as a rat, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'll start ratting. That's why they took that shit off my name. Why would I have to do that? Why would I? Why would Bam sit back in the cut and watch the whole Zulu Nation crumble? Why would y'all sit there and wait for this much pressure to come out and then y'all gonna make Bam step down? Why y'all didn't make Bam step down when y'all knew for sure that he was already doing this? How do you cover up for a pedophile? I'll tell you how. Some of these dudes that's around Bam, the majority of them, Bam done touched them since they was little kids. Some of them were killed for them. Or some beast of a nation shit. He raised them as little boys. So a lot of these dudes that you still see around Bambaataa, a lot of these dudes, anybody you see traveling overseas with Bambaataa is definitely a lover. I said, I don't care if you don't like it. Anybody traveling with him is a lover. If you're going overseas with him, you a lover. Some of these dudes talk about, well, he never tried me, they lying they motherfucking ass off. Because he done tried every gangster in the world. Why he ain't tried you? He done tried dudes that was legends before I even knew what it was like to be a legend in the street. Why he ain't gonna try your punk ass? And stop telling me what you would have done if it was you.
Right.
Like I said, half y'all motherfuckers wouldn't fight your way out of a paper bag. Don't tell me about what you was gonna do or what you ain't gonna do. What y'all need to do is make the rest of that council step the fuck down.
Right. Real talk.
And I want to big up Star because no matter what anybody has to say about him, he took a stand against a pedophile. I don't care what he did in the past. When he touched me in my hands, he stood by me against a pedophile. So anybody that got a problem with Star, because he got a problem with exposing Bam, that got a problem with me. It is what it is. Any questions?
Any questions, anybody?
Yes, just quickly.
Let the crowd ask the question.
Anybody in the crowd? Does anybody in the crowd have a question
Anybody?
that they would like to ask?
For our brother.
And for the brother, not for myself or Jeannie right now, but just for the crowd. Because I think, as I hear this brother keep telling his story, the Zulu Nation sound like a criminal organization like any other criminal organization.
Right.
It does not sound like it had any sense of legitimacy.
Right.
Anybody see New Jack City? Right, everybody see New Jack City, Nino Brown took over the Carter and all that. And what did he do to win the people? Gave out turkeys, built playgrounds, and built everything. And then because he did that, they let go the crack that everybody else was dying off of and killing off of. Now that's a that's a movie, but everybody know that's a reality.
Yes, sir.
That's the reality of the Zulu Nation.
Yes, sir.
The Zulu Nation presented an image of arts, family, self-defense, learn how to take care of yourself, building a nation. Like Irritated Genie said, they want to take the Africa symbol away from them, but during that time, they were supposedly about Africa. They were supposedly about all of those cultures. And you find out that they were a criminal organization built just like the Roman Catholic Church was built.
Right.
Built just like the Christian Church was built. You want to say something, sis?
I heard that it was said that Bambaataa agreed to step down as the head of Zulu Nation. So what's going to happen after that?
Good question. Good question.
Bambaataa agreed at the meeting that we had that he was going to step down. This was going to be his last year. He said that he was going to open up or start some type of center to help kids that was affected by child molestation. This is why I let Bam off the hook, because he agreed to this in front of the council that he was going to do something for the youth. He was going to step down and he was going to go get counseling. He never did none of that. When I took the video down, I didn't expect it to pop back up the way that it did. I was waiting on Bam to do the things that he said he was going to do, and he never did. And you know, prior to this, when Ron Savage on video went back up, I called Bam on the phone. I'm like, Bam, I got a phone call saying brothers are supposed to move on me. What they talking about, Bam? Everybody felt like it's my fault that Ron Savage, because he came after me, he didn't come before me. My video was out first, I took it down. So my video ends up going back up at the same time that Ron Savage comes out. And I'm like, whoa, okay, I don't know what's going on here. But now it's wartime, Bam, what's good? You need to give me some security to make sure that I ain't got to deal with nobody. I don't want none of your money. As a matter of fact, to keep it all the way funky, some of his brothers asked me when I put the video up, in order for me to take it down, ask Bam for $20,000. I said no. What I do want you to do is help the youth. And also put a tombstone on Brother BL's grave. That's all I asked you. I never asked you for $1. Because y'all never put a tombstone on his grave.
Question.
Hold on, I got a question right here.
You have to forgive me because I'm very nervous. I'm actually a public speaker, but this is the first time in my life I'm speaking at because the story has just touched me. But what I heard today, and this is to this man's point, what I heard today was whereas most drug dealers do all the wrong things for the right reasons, what I heard today is that it's being assumed now that African Bambaataa did all of the right things for the wrong reasons. So my concern is that if this is all predicated on the ability to have access to children, it needs to stop, period. You understand? So, and my name is Kiki Brownstein. I've been tagging you on Facebook a lot. I have a petition going just for an investigation. I don't want a witch hunt of another black person or of the hip hop culture. I want an investigation of the truth because children could possibly still be in harm.
Exactly.
So, thank you.
I just want to say something very quick to what she's saying. This is what we have to understand. We're taking it out of context. The way that the pedophile gets to the child is by gaining trust. So, for instance, the father that's molesting the little girl, he feeds her food. He gives her clothes. He does some things to get trust so that he can do that. So it's nothing strange about the fact that we're saying that this individual, who I won't call by that name, has done a lot of things in our community. The question is, if he wasn't doing anything in the black community, and he was still trying to molest all of these children, would anybody have let him do it? So the real question, we already know what happens or what we should be doing with people that molest children, but the question we gotta ask, as black people, what's wrong with us that we'll be bought and sold for a nice car or for a payment that we will let people molest our children? That's something we gotta ask.
Question over here. Question right here.
If y'all let the same council run the Zulu Nation that's running it right now, understand something. If you still got about at least minimum 50 dudes to 100 dudes that's still around that got molested by Bam and still loyal to him, so when they stick around, how many more little boys are they going to touch?
Talk about it. Right.
How many more little boys they going to touch? That shit, that bitch can need to be burnt down, and I hate to say it because I love Zulu. Some of the brothers that died for this were serious, and you got some good people in the Zulu Nation. But the reality of it is, the ones that's in control, the ones that's in the top, they knew about this shit. Like Lord Sharif said, this been going on since the black spades. As a matter of fact, I had a brother tell me if you keep digging, some of their names gonna come up and you gonna have a problem with them. You couldn't come in Bronx River at a point in time, and I don't know, because maybe I was too young, but you couldn't come in the Bronx River if you didn't live there. You got knocked out and fucked in the middle of the circle, and I'm like, who would do that? So this booty bandit shit came from jail. It's been floating around the Bronx River. I'm just glad that, you know, in Bronx River right now, the youth ain't really got to deal with that because Bam is not there no more. Bam had to move away so he could be secluded.
Before I get to the next question, the sister asked, the sister had said, being that Bambaataa stepped down, what do we do with that organization? And what the brother said was that the organization should be tore down. And she also said something like she wants a full investigation on Bambaataa, and then she don't want to have a witch hunt to go against nobody else. We should want that witch hunt. What we should look at this event is we should be empowering children to be able to speak and say what's on their mind. Like I have children. I don't let my daughter be quiet. I ask her what's going on. I tell her to give it to me straight. Because if you put that sense of I can't talk to daddy or I can't talk to mommy, then who else are they going to talk to? That's how a predator gets in. The predator gets in because he can appeal to their kid side. He can appeal to their sensitive side. And once he gains their trust, then it becomes a personal experience or personal love or spiritual love, like the Christian church like to say, or something like that. So we should be willing to make sure we put our children on the forefront. Like that old school song, Children Are the Future, we should really let that reign so that no more children have to be molested at any age. I'm saying child, but you could be 7, you could be 12, you could be 16. There is no age limit that a predator don't start. Some predators have a certain type of child they want to get. So we have to make sure that we really take hold, like take this event, like Irritated Genie and myself, we battle this all the time, right? This event allows us to bring this to the forefront so it really can come out so we can see what we love was really pain for the children that was a part of that. So we really got to take a hold. Sis, you had a question?
I actually have a comment.
Okay.
I think Brother Poppy said on more than one occasion something about Africa Bambaataa stepping down and helping children. Am I correct about that?
That was the plan.
But that's not a good plan. And let me say this, and I want to be very crystal clear. Anyone that's a part of the Zulu Nation right now, especially those that have been a part of it from its inception, or for at least even, let's say, a few years at a time, any one of them that have anything to do with any child, period, if it's your child, yank them out of there quick.
Yes, ma'am.
And find out if anything has happened
Yes,
up
ma'am.
until this point.
That's right.
There is no way. Hold off for a second, because there is no way in the world that someone could treat us like fools and tell us that they're going to step down and help children.
Actually, you know what? Let me see that
I'm
for a
sorry,
second.
I'm infuriated.
That's right. No, you're doing it right.
Bam never, hold up. Bam didn't say he was going to step down. What he did was he ran like a coward, because I'm in contact with everybody. Nobody can get in contact with him. He don't want to talk to anybody, so they forcing him down. And this is what's going on with Bam. He's not helping nobody right now but himself. And he's leaving everybody to feel the weight of what he did. But I want to touch on something else too. Amber, aka Pepsi, right? Ahmed, right? Muhammad, right? Everybody's saying, I only been around, we just came back and was here for only the last 3 years. That's their scapegoat. Now, what I'm gonna say to you is, within the last 8 months, after I dropped that video and we sat down, y'all knew he was a pedophile. Y'all heard about the case in Brazil. I met you got stabbed over Bam. You got stabbed over Bam. Why do y'all feel the need to lie about Bam being stabbed? Why do you feel the need to lie? Bottom line to it is y'all covering up. And furthermore, just one more question. If everybody that is accusing Ben is over age and this is over 20, 10, 30 years ago, what the fuck do you need a lawyer for? You can't go to jail. I'm not suing you, so why are you lawyering up? Why do you feel like you need a lawyer? Because somebody else might come on through on you?
Questions? You want to follow up on that, sis?
I think I said it enough.
Right here, sister, right here.
For the most part, it's a little less than 8 years. Well, they say actually say when the victim reaches the age of 23.
No, sir. 7 3/4 years.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I was seeing something on the.
After that, you cannot prosecute.
Right.
I mean, it's still a strong allegation, man, but you cannot prosecute after 7 3/4 years. Legally.
This is real important. I'm just gonna be honest. There are a lot of things in the society that it makes sense to ask about how long you can go to the legal system. It's time we be men. We have to be judge, investigation, and jury. We should not be asking white folks to investigate people molesting our children. There's no statute of limitations on black manhood. There's no statute of limitations on protecting our community. It's our responsibility to get to the bottom of it, and once we do, we have to determine what's happening.
Glad you said that, because we're convening here for a particular purpose. It's supposed to be a press conference about calling forth Bambaataa and giving him 72 hours. So my question to the audience, my question to you, Brother Poppy, my question to the other victims that are not here, what are we looking for in terms of redress for these grievances against you and other possible victims? You know what I'm saying? What can possibly be the just sentence for a pedophile in our community?
Honestly, death.
You want to say this on camera?
What was my purpose?
You want to say that on camera?
What am I getting out of it? What is my purpose? You know what my purpose is? Every time he even think about a little kid, I want him to go limp. See, my job is done already. You exposed. This is what I'm getting out of it. You will never be able to touch another little kid in peace. This is my purpose. This was my goal. So whether the people believe me or not, you don't have to. But I guarantee you one thing. You're going to think twice before you leave your kid with them. Mission complete. Mission is complete.
Yo. Okay. Sure. Brother Ronald Savage will be here in 20 minutes. I just spoke to him. How many of y'all heard of Ronald Savage? He'll be here in 20 minutes.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
Big Bear, talk.
What I should tell you about.
Because I know he's a super brother, and at the end of the day, I don't want none of them to feel like this. But being that I know him from Facebook, all I'm saying is, if there's any questions to ask or whatever the case, I'm here. You know what I mean?
This is the time, Bill. You here. This is the time.
Any questions?
You a Zulu.
In other words, don't go popping stuff after the fact. The brother's here right now. If you got something to say, if you feel like you want to say it now, brothers right now, don't leave this conference and then talk shit afterwards.
Speak that piece.
Can I see that, Mike?
I could.
That brother back there got a question.
Calm down. Small. Somebody call it.
You still in the Zulu?
Small.
And he's a loyal brother, a good
Do you
brother.
think it's good to stay in there with all of the proofs that are coming out about the organization itself?
Right.
He helped create the university. That's all it is. The Universal Nation, the worldwide organization,
You can do it for now.
for one person. That's one person.
Now I can hear you when you say you can't label a nation for one person, right? Now that's only if it was like if I ain't put myself in there. That's only if that one person just did it by himself, you found out he was wrong, and then you excommunicate him out of it. But in your organization, you have years and years and years upon men after men after men, not only protecting him, but making the men that he's molested disappear or get out the way. So when you say you can't condemn the organization for one man, that whole entire organization was about that one man. Was about covering up that one man. So everybody is guilty for what the head did. If they wanted to be right, the minute they saw him molesting one child, kick him the fuck out. But the fact that they kept him, the fact that the brother done dropped every single name. Ron Savage has dropped names. Other brothers have come out and showed how it was a mission in that Zulu nation to make sure Bambaataa can molest kids and get away with it.
I want to ask the brother a quick question. You a member of the Zulu Nation. As a member of the Zulu Nation, what is the Zulu Nation's position on people molesting black children?
Cover it up.
I disagree with that because I didn't know. I read the shit about Randy Savage came up with certain story. So when you actually battle, you said not every member knew about the situation with two Randys. You know what I mean?
So now that you know about it, so now you know about it. Before you didn't know about it. Okay, that's fair enough. Now you know about it. It's not just our brother. We have multitudes of brothers that are coming out, many stories that are behind the scenes.
Let me get this. Let me get rolling. Let me let you see my eyes. Let me ask you a question, right? If I told you, Tafiq, you know Tafiq, right? If I told you that Tafiq knew for a fact that Bam was fucking little boys, would you believe me? Looking in my eyes? Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Now, all of these brothers that's there, Tafiq knows for a fact. Tafiq is Bam's cousin and he's been molested by Bam. And I tell him to his face, Tafiq is a soldier. He's a strong soldier. Where is he at right now? You notice that nobody from Zulu gets busy. But you notice why nobody ain't down here right now? Because they know I'm serious. I'm one of the soldiers that put a lot of blood on the floor for the Zulu Nation. That's why they not here.
Let me get it real quick. I don't mess with kids. I got kids. I got children. I support that shit. There you go.
Come up here with him.
Let him up. Zulus are here. Come on up here.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna ask. No, he got no. We gonna hold it right where it is, because he said, wait a minute, hold up. We gonna have law right here. Right. The brother said that the Zulu Nation is against the sexual abuse of children. Now you just said you believe this man on the accusations. You looked him in the eye, you said you believe it. So then the question is, what is the Zulu Nation going to do about what this individual has been accused?
Come on.
I ain't talking about telling him to step down. What are you going to do about it? I can't talk to him.
Let these brothers in there. Let the Zulu in. God damn it.
But how is that me? I am leaving, you know what I mean? But again, I feel that we do it back by the truth. So now the story's coming out and back by the truth. And me personally, I'm leaving. I just think to hear in person. You know what I mean? I can't speak to I'm just living. Right? But me personally, that's what I mean.
With that, what he did,
What I will say to y'all, because there's still gonna be some good brothers like y'all dedicated that want to know the truth, clean house. Clean it from the inside, or burn that bitch down. If you're gonna leave, burn it down. Make sure there ain't no more room for these dudes to do, well, I'm gonna call them niggas, for these niggas to do what the fuck they've been doing. Because the reality of it is, some of these dudes, man, if y'all met them prior to this, y'all would die for them. But then it turned around to cover this shit up for Bam, to cover it up and then allow me to be labeled that, and I'm pretty sure you heard some fucked up shit about me. Fucked up shit about me. But the fact remains, ain't none of them here, and all of them brothers. Why you not here?
And you know what? The other day I was at a Universal and I spazzed. I spazzed out because everybody from the chapter leaders, they said, listen, we want Bam to step up and confess if he did it or not. At least defend yourself. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, but we didn't see. You understand? When people label us the nation, they label the nation as everyone in the nation. So people see as if Bam is like that, so-called like that, right? That means that we all like that. And we are not like that. You understand what I'm saying? No. That is non-cipher. You understand? I don't believe in that. You understand? But if this man, like you said, this man did this, whatever. It's whatever. You understand? But like I said, a person told me out their own mouth this happened to them. I ain't gonna put them on blast. But you understand what I'm saying? And they admit it. They admit it. So at the end of the day, I believe you because the person told me out his own mouth. You understand? But at the end, the rest of the brothers in the nation, we are not like that. We are not like that. We are not like that. You can look me in my eyes. We are not like that, my brother. You understand? We are not like that. I got 8, 9 kids. You understand? I put a lot of work in the nation, and I did a lot of good stuff for the people. You understand? Exactly. You know, and I respect that, and I know how you feel, and I'm hard, and I feel your pain, my brother. And I respect that. I'm here to support. I'm not against homosexual or pedophile. I'm not against none of that because it's not right. Babies are innocent. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve that at all. Because when you're young, kids don't really know. You understand? All they see you as a figure, oh, he's a good person, but not really because he's doing something that's real evil. You understand? So at the end of the day, I feel what you're saying, but it's not on everybody in the nation. And I speak for that. And I speak for that.
And I stand with you on that. It's not everybody in the nation. It's them old bastards that been around for a little while. Anybody that travels with Bam, anybody who goes in Bam house, I've been to Bam house. If Bam ain't try you in his house, you ugly to him. You don't. He does not like you. Don't feel like he's honored. He loves you so much that he didn't want. He's turned off by you. Bam done tried some of the most dangerous niggas and got his ass knocked out and moved right along with everybody else who we felt like, you know, they could fit in that box.
Well, I want to bring on somebody who grew up with Bambaataa, who's familiar with this territory, and that's my brother, Dr. Reggie. Come on in, brother, Dr. Reggie. Let Reggie in here.
Peace, family. I know him.
Oh, you know Reggie?
I grew up in Castle Hill. So, here's the thing. It is important to use this exercise to clear about houses all across the nation, right? In many Zulu nations across the nation. This stuff is happening in a lot of our organizations. They start out with good principles. That's right. And then they become criminal enterprises. And then when they become criminal enterprises, then those inside can't say nothing because it's a criminal enterprise. You agree or disagree with that? Agree. Okay. So what happens is that now on the side of this, right, when all this stuff breaks down, it's just not boys that's been molested, right? It's been a locust suite destroying the whole community, right? So there's going to be a lot of confessions, and then eventually the females are going to come out, right? So I grew up,
Bam don't like girls.
I'm not talking about Bam.
And as far, honestly speaking, you know, if females came out, it would have to be. I wouldn't know. I can't speak on that. But what I will say is, Bam don't like girls. No. And as far as the district attorney, when they run up in the gangs, the Bloods, and the Crips, and everything else, if you take your pictures with them, if you hang them with them, you're guilty. Everybody goes to jail. That's how that works. You are accessory to it. Once you know what's going on, you are accessory to what's going on. So when you stand by the ship while it's still going on, and you know what's going on, then you down with it. Bottom line to it is, like I say it again, the council know what time it is. As a matter of fact, I know you got some of their call Amber up on the phone right now. Call any one of them right now and put them on speakerphone. You see what I'm saying? None of them would dare to say to my face that I'm lying. That's why they're not here. If it was just Ron Savage standing here right here, they would mop his ass up and down this floor. If it was anybody else that had about 10 or 15 soldiers with them, they would air this corner out. They're not gonna do that to me because at the end of the day, if I drop right here, for one, you're gonna make me a martyr. For two, the whole city will be turned up and y'all know it. I came down here by myself. Where y'all at? Nobody from the council? Nobody wants to nobody wants to say I'm a liar? Nobody wants to confront me? What's the problem? What's going on? Where y'all at?
It speaks volumes,
I think it's important. I think it's important. Members of the Zulu Nation came out.
Exactly.
So look, I'm not, wait a minute, I'm not doing this to try to put y'all on the spot, but this is necessary. Because what's happening there is happening to black people all around this country and the world. But look, we gotta start somewhere.
Yes.
Let's start where we are. Y'all are part of the Zulu Nation and y'all believe in it. We now have what appear to be 100% credible facts that this individual and your organization and other members are molesting our black children. Are you all willing to put the group together so that we can go in there and collectively deal with the pedophiles in the Zulu Nation and in sexual abuse in that organization, then we go to the next one? Are y'all willing to help support that? Or are you just gonna say it's wrong? Or will you step up and say, nah, let's go, let's sit down, hear the people that's been accused, this is what's happening, let's go about the process of cleaning the house.
Right.
That's why we out here. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We want to do something, we want to talk.
We want to do something.
We want to do something, but we need y'all help. If y'all are sincere, you believe in what you say you believe in, we don't want to just leave here with some words. We want to say the Zulu Nation is going to get cleaned up. And that means whoever has molested children and is involved in that are not going to ever be able to do that again. We're going to go about the process of cleaning up. Are y'all willing to do that?
Yes, question right here. Question, right there. Okay, answer that, brother.
We're willing to do all that. Number one, the house needs to get clean because none of us are with any of that pedophilia, child molestation shit. At the same time, a lot of what the brothers are bringing out has been hidden from majority of the nation. Right now, those that have been accused, of the molestation, those that have been accused of hiding it, they haven't come step forward to the nation and say, oh, this is what's going on. They haven't addressed it to us yet. So no more thing like with myself, I can't speak for this brother, for that brother, or this brother right here. With myself, I'm upset at the fact that we weren't addressed. You know what I'm saying? If we being Van's babies and children of the nation, we should have been addressed. You know what I mean? Before Rolling Stones, you know, before Rolling Stones, before Ed Lover and Morty Love, the nation we should have been addressed.
Because we out here representing the nation and we doing positive things. So if we out there doing positive things and we get something negative, it makes us look like we're two-faced. You understand? It makes it look like we live in two different lives. And it's not right. It doesn't feel right. It pierces through my skin.
Is the nation willing, because you saying they haven't addressed you all, is the nation willing to address them?
You know what, my brother, I can't speak for that. I can speak for whoever's here right now, who's standing right here.
Exactly.
But for the simple fact, because if the council is not here, that means that they're not trying to address anything. But only thing they're addressing is that there's a new world council and that's it. And Bambaataa has stepped down.
But see, if there's a new council and you still got the same old heads on that council, the one that been covering up for Poppy, how could that still be a council? The molestation is still gonna go on. That's what they was talking about. So if you still got them same no good niggas on the council that been covering up for Poppy, molestation is still going on. Still going on.
But at the same
Or even if y'all say a new council, who picked it? Like when you say like a new council, the old council picked the new
Time for a new council.
Then they would handpick the people to either be puppets or carry on the same tradition. So when you say new council, like you say, y'all came down here, y'all against it. So if y'all against it, did y'all force y'all way? Yeah, I applaud brothers like that. And did y'all force y'all way to make sure y'all don't get hoodwinked again, basically? Because like you said, y'all didn't know. So now, are you going to trust the new council when it comes in? Are you going to have a voice in that new council?
Well, honestly speaking, I can't say I'm going to trust no council for the simple fact that myself and the rest of the Zulu Nation chapter leaders has not been addressed in a formal meeting. So once we address in a formal meeting, then we can say that, all right, we can trust the New World Council.
Right.
Well, then that we can't trust no one as it is right now.
And here's why I said,
you know what? I believe these brothers right here. I believe they're sincere.
Right.
And you see them here, they not running.
And that's why.
So that's how you know.
The only thing I want to add, that's why myself and Irritated Genie was saying it had to be torn down. You understand? Because you and your brothers here want to be against it. If the majority is not, or if they allow it to be, have a new council, which is the same council, whatever, it's going to carry the same thing. That's why we say them organizations need to be torn down and start from the ground up. It's not to disrespect brothers like yourself, but you have to tear down that idol, so to speak, which is what it's become. But the idol that it's become is standing on filth. It's standing on garbage. So now, in order to make the people feel comfortable, let's show the people that we're willing to tear down, start from the ground up, and build up something that we know we done learned from the mistakes of the past. We done learned from accepting dishonorable acts. Because the reason why people don't say nothing in the criminal organization is the reason why nobody say nothing in the Christian church. Because I can't say nothing about his evil because I'm doing evil.
That's right.
I can't say something about his wickedness because I'm being wicked. But if you in a righteous organization, for us it's how it should be taken. If you're in a righteous organization where you don't allow that evil shit, you don't have to worry about it and you're willing to tear it down. So you should be willing to tear it down too. We got another question?
Yeah, question for Sister. Get your questions ready. Get your questions ready.
Peace and love to everyone here. I think that we have to have a new way of thinking, and that is to have the community to be the council. That's my idea. That's what I'm trying to start in my community in Flatbush. We should be the stepping stone in the council. All these council and all these hidden things and secrets and all that stuff has to stop. The only way to make it is for us in our community to be a council.
Exactly. Any other questions?
Okay.
The
sisters,
okay,
the sisters, I agree. They need to be, the sisters is the one that should be right there on that council and have that vote and say who's going to be on this council. Because it's they babies, man.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? Hold on. I got a sister. No, hold on. Oh, Shep ain't here right now. But let me
give me that mic. Give me that mic. Give me that mic.
Give him the mic.
To that brother Shep. Here's how I'm going to address you, right? I told brothers, I had this conversation on the phone with Muhammad, and I met. I said the way he smeared me as an agent, I know he loyal to BAM. This is what I said. I said, I know. He loyal to BAM. He was part of the Black Panthers. I heard he's a good stand-up brother. But you smeared me as an agent. You disrespected my name. You had my daughter cry in front of my face because her daddy was called a rat. My daughter cried. So to the brother Shep, what I have to say to you is, I told Muhammad and I told Ahmed, when I see you, one of us gonna have a problem, one of us have to leave here. Unless they go to you and they tell you the truth and let you know that my name, BAM has cleared my name. Muhammad said that he wasn't willing to do that. So he leaves me until you give me an apology, apologize to my daughter. When I run into you, one of us have to go. You disrespected my name. My daughter cried. I will spend the rest of my fucking life in jail if you do not apologize to me. You have to apologize. I will spend the rest of my life in jail. You disrespected my name. It smeared me all over the internet. And then Muhammad and Ahmed called you and made you retract that statement. So common sense should tell you, if they told you to retract that statement, that I was innocent. They were supposed to clear my name. But the fucked up part about it is, when I told them, I ran down on a couple of Zulus, you know, and shook them down a little bit because of this, and I felt bad. And it's like, you leaving me to be enemies to Zulu, like these brothers right here. If they said the wrong thing out of their mouth and it exchanged right here, they die. I die. Somebody goes to jail for the rest of their life, and BAM sit his ass in a fucking closet playing with some more little boys. That's how it plays out? That's what y'all was willing to let go down? Is that how it plays out? But you call yourself an honorable man? You leave me out here to be a rat. You leave these brothers down here. They love BAM. What if one of them hooked up on me right now and died on this corner? What if?
Right now, also too, as y'all know we've been dealing with Poppy all day. He was at my spot, was at the other spot. Poppy was making a little brother. This is another brother here, Ron Savage. Poppy came out with the information first as he gave his story. Then they forced him to take it down.
No, not forced. They paid.
My bad. He agreed to take it down.
Hold on, let me make that clear. I'm gonna tell you why I took that.
I know, I said it wrong. My bad.
Muhammad, brother Muhammad, brother F. My brothers, I would die for either one of them. So if y'all brothers want to know why I took that video down, I took that video down because I wanted to save the Zulu warriors. Because they just started and there's a lot of brothers. One day we had about maybe 120 brothers on the job. Everybody getting paid, everybody feeding their family, and that was a beautiful thing. There's brothers feeding their families off of this stuff right here. Who wants to see somebody go hungry? That's why I took it down. On top of the fact that Bam said he was going to do something for the youth in the name of the Zulu Nation and step down. If it wasn't for Muhammad, I wouldn't have took the video down. Number one. Number two, when Muhammad was laying in that hospital bed in a coma, I prayed over his body while he was in that coma. Everybody talked to him. He was unconscious, laying in that bed. When I started praying, reciting Quran to that brother while he was laid in that bed, he didn't open his eyes. He grabbed my hand and shook his head like to say, keep on praying. And when he woke up and came out of that coma, the first thing he asked is, where was Poppy at? And he was in a coma. That's how you treat your brother? That's how you treat me, Muhammad?
So with him coming out with his story, it inspired this brother Savage to come out with his story. Actually, he wrote a book. And he was able to do a couple of interviews. So now that you're here at this press conference where it's about calling out Bambaataa and the acts that he did, but it's also about bringing awareness to child molestation, to pedophilia, to the whole bigger picture. Because it ain't just about this one man. It's millions of our kids getting molested by other men. So we got to make sure we think about the bigger picture. About it being more, right, sons and daughters. And if I could real fast.
Before you go in, before you say anything else, I want you to let the people know why they're here. You and Brother Irritated Genie got something coming up.
Right.
And that y'all need to take these dates down, marketing your date.
We got the flyers.
We got something really coming up.
Yeah, we got
Pass
the flyers
out.
Can I see that one real fast? Right, what me and Irritated Genie did, which is also damn near groundbreaking, because my ideology differs from his.
Yes, sir.
Right. But when I did my lecture, No Homo, February 7th, I did it attacking that issue. And I met this brother in December, and I seen him doing his issue where his was the straight black pride movement, which is fixing the black household, which is what we also about. Because we also got to get out of the paradigm of black men and black women being against each other.
Yes, sir.
Like you got to have all women, you got to have all men. We are not a divided people. We are a united people. The only way we're going to fix the black household was the man and the woman together, not divided. So what we decided to do was come together and do a lecture against homosexuality, against anything plaguing black people. It'll be July 24th at 3 p.m. The doors open. It'll be right at the Alhambra Ballroom, Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard. Y'all all more than welcome to come out there.
Come on out, folks.
You understand? I think it'll be a great event.
And these brothers
get together. And these brothers will have a special section for them. And anybody, let me tell you, anybody that's been molested, we will put y'all in a special section because y'all are the heroes. Because y'all are the ones that's going to give strength to other kids or other men or other women that have been victims of abuse and was afraid to say something about it. You know how many people they inspired? He inspired him to do it. And then they inspired other men to do it. And then there'll be women that get inspired to do it.
So, already came out and talked.
So a sister by the name of Sapphire that's heavy on YouTube, she came out and said what she was a part of. So this is an empowerment, it's an healing for the black community. We deal with every atrocity committed against black people. Drug dealing, murdering, this got to be treated with the same force that we deal with those. So Ron Savage, when you came out and exposed, how did it feel? And I know I asked you this question before, but we're not in front of a different set of people. How did you feel when you came out? How did you feel when you seen Poppy that came out and you knew of his story? Was that part of the reason that gave you the strength to come out yourself? And how did it feel after you came out with it?
I want to thank Poppy so I was told about Poppy's video, but I had never seen it. original Rio, just in peace. He was like a brother to me. You know, I was like a little brother. And I just wanted to say, you know, thank you, Pop. But I just came out here to straighten out a few things. The Zulu Nation, we want people to believe that this was about a book. Our book was made in 2014. And it was more like therapy to me. I'm not afraid to say that I was seeing a psychiatrist, that I was on depression pills. I was molested as a child.
Yeah.
Right.
And growing up, I couldn't hold hands. I couldn't snuggle in the bed. Those things bothered me. So when I broke up with my wife of 17 years, she was my girlfriend for 17 years, and then we got married for 8 years, 8 months. And then when we broke up, it kind of bothered me because it hit me like every girlfriend that I had and stuff like that. They always said that I had, you know,
she gotta get a good shot. She already said like 2 times when I spoke to her.
They said that I didn't know how to show.
Tell her to chill out since she would choose. Since she would choose.
So when I broke up with my last girlfriend, it really bothered me. So I was on the verge of committing suicide for the second time.
Mind your business. Mind your business.
Hey, for the people in the crowd, real fast, for the people in the crowd, what we doing is more important than what y'all talking about right now. Have some discipline within yourself. All right, let the brothers speak, let them get it out, and then we can go and carry on.
I'm gonna say something. This is all mad and healthy, just plain and simple. The way we're going about this shit, the way we're gathering for this, like this is bad, son. This is inherently bad. I ain't straight up. So, like, yo, get your acts together.
Yo, here though. You here though.
I'm here. So what? So what?
You ain't gotta be here.
Exactly. All right, but I'm here, and I'm here to get this perspective.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now, I don't gotta do shit, and you are not about to get this tight. What? It's yours? Say no. So show me it's yours then. Show me it's yours, my nigga. All right then. Say no more.
They sent you. We know they sent you.
Who is they? Who is they, my nigga? Let's focus on this. I'm my own agent, son, and y'all niggas don't know. Oh, nah, I'm saying right now. I don't need anybody to talk to me. I'm chilling. Okay, enough. We're done. Ron, speak. I just want them to be alright because this is inherently bad.
Don't worry about it. Give it back to Ron. Let's enjoy it. Yeah. This is Malcolm X. Yeah, this is Malcolm X.
He's going to resume speaking, folks.
There's some Malcolm X shit going on. We on point.
Y'all talking to me? Yo, stop talking to me, please. Stop talking to me. Ron, continue.
Like I said,
I know I was gonna have
I broke up with my second girlfriend, with my last.
I know I'm here.
It made me go
solidarity. You made the point.
So the doctor had told me that, because I wasn't really talking, I was real depressed, so the doctor told me to get it out in writing. So I went home and I started writing about different things that was bothering me. And me personally, I mean, if people feel that something is bothering them, you should really get it out on paper. Because I did. And I kept writing and writing and writing. Not only the bad things that happened to me, the good things. And eventually, it just turned into a book. So I felt that my life can probably help many people who have been battling with depression. So for the Zulu Nation to divert the situation from Afrika Bambaataa to say that this was about a book, they owe me an apology. And I want to show y'all something. I was a member of the Zulu Nation since I was 14 years old. Bambaataa knows this. The Zulu Nation Council used to come to my building every day because they all had girlfriends that lived in Castle Hill. Bambaataa knows this. Bam used to come to my house. Bam used to pick me up. So my question to Bambaataa is, how dare you lie to the world and say you don't know me? But he got checked by Lord Jamar.
Yes, he did.
When Lord Jamar said Bambaataa's a liar. Bambaataa got checked again.
Yes.
By his former bodyguard. He said he's a liar. Bam got checked a few days ago by his manager and the manager of the Zulu Nation. So I asked, if Bambaataa can lie and say he don't know me, what else is he lying about?
What else can he lie about?
I say he tried to divert me from speaking by trying to say that he didn't know me. If you're not hiding anything,
one step back, everybody. One step back, please. One step back. One step back.
Then why say you don't know me?
Thank you.
The Zulu Nation said they sent out a press release. And it was in today's paper. Bambaataa's lawyer said that this was a publicity stunt by the Zulu Nation. That Bambaataa stepped down from leadership 10 years ago. My question to that is, if Bambaataa stepped down from leadership 10 years ago, then why are they still covering it up? The Zulu Nation from overseas released that press statement. I don't believe it, because there's a Zulu Nation Council from New York. They have not released a press statement. They haven't said anything.
They released a video today.
They did?
Saying that Bam, they made Bam step down. They released a video today saying that they made Bam step down and that they had to look into the allegations when in fact they already know the truth about this shit.
But I got a question about that. A video isn't satisfying to me. A piece of paper isn't satisfying to me. I want to see legal documents that they made Bambaataa step down. To me, this is just sidetracking the people. I'm gonna let the people know that I was asked to retract my story. And I was told what to say in my retraction. I'd be damned if I retract anything.
Right, bro. Stand your ground, bro.
If it wasn't for me and Poppy, people would not be coming out against the force.
Right.
But don't get me wrong. Not everybody in the Zulu Nation knew. But then there's a lot of people that did. And I say, if Bambaataa's gonna step down, then the people that hit this from the council that knew about it, they gotta go too. That's what I came to say.
Have anybody, and I know I asked you this too before, but have anybody came out to threaten your lives, threaten you? Are you afraid to walk the street or anything like that?
I'm gonna say this.
Because they had gangsters in Zulu and they still do.
I'm gonna say this. Do you guys see anyone around me that I brought?
Nope.
That's my answer.
You say something. As a matter of fact, I'm here. It is what it is. I'm here.
I want to say this. I think it's very important because the brothers and sisters that are watching this all around the world, not just in this country.
Yes, sir.
I think it's very important for people. Listen, these brothers are an example. If you've been sexually abused, it is not your fault.
No, it's not.
You do not have to turn to homosexuality.
No, you don't.
You do not have to become a predator and hurt other people. You can seek help, and most importantly, don't let this define who you're going to be. Don't let it take you into alcoholism. Don't let it take you into all kind of things that will destroy your life. You weren't at fault. there's a criminal out there that needs to be brought to justice. And even if you can't do that, please take these brothers' example. These are strong brothers. They came out here, told their story, and are standing up and did not let this break them. And millions of our people that have been through this, we need you to hang on, because the men and women of our community are coming together because of this to go out here, and we're going to work to fix this problem so we won't have another 20 generations of our children going through this abuse.
Right? Tuesday I just came back from Albany to talk about the situation and to fight to have the limitations lifted. I did this not only because of the Bambaataa situation, I did this for the situation around the world. And I ask that everyone support trying to lift the statute of limitations, because there's a lot of people out there getting abused. And my heart goes out to any child that's being sexually abused.
And when Brother Sarnetta gave me the opportunity to interview you, and it went up on YouTube, so many people approached me about brothers I knew for 20, 25 years that I've discussed politics with, sports with, even discussed women with. They pulled me aside and said, "No, brother, that happened to me." So this is a very deep problem that we have going on inside our community. They said, "Are there any groups that you've been for? Can we all come together?" I did some research. Most of the groups dealing with this situation is for homosexual men. They don't have groups, except for what the brothers are presenting today, fake Black Pride, to deal with heterosexual men that want to be heterosexual and interested in getting back into strong relationships. So I initially started to reach out to, we have brilliant people among us. Dr. Umar Johnson, I've reached out to. Brother Jeff Gardier, I reached out to, and also I'm reaching out to Joy Neary. We have psychologists among us that can help. We have a sister right here also that's going to chime in about this subject as many as others.
Y'all can move up, I'll move up a little bit. Bring on Sister Keisha.
Sister Keisha.
Black activist.
That's right. Activist. And I tell you, put on your seatbelt. This is deep. This is heavy. She moves the spirit.
Straight Black Pride. Talk to us, sis.
First of all, I just want to say that I'm thankful that all of you came out today to hear this story. We come from different sects, different ideologies, different walks of life, but we are in unison against pedophilia.
Yes.
We are in unison against this influx of homosexuality.
That's right.
That is forced in our community. And let me tell y'all something. I'm a black wife. I am a black mother.
That's right.
I'm a black sister. And I'm a black warrior. We will not tolerate this type of behavior in our community anymore. What these brothers have done, what they have done is open Pandora's box. Because pedophilia and molestation runs rampant in the hip-hop community.
That's right.
And bringing this light to Afrika Bambaataa of the allegations that were made against him opened up a look at every one of the elders in the hip-hop generation. And it's imperative that we make a clear stance here in New York City. Why? Because this is the birthplace of hip-hop. And we must check this type of behavior.
That's right.
Not tomorrow, not next week, but goddammit, today.
Yes.
I want to say to you brothers, let me tell you something. There is nothing more loving, nothing more sexier than a black man who will stand for his children and his women. So I challenge all of you. I'm charging note to all of you brothers that to let this beast walk around our community for years talking about stepping down. I don't want a damn step down. You need to be eradicated from New York entirely. Take your ass to the Midwest and find some white babies you can molest. We got enough trouble here in our community. We have to stop this type of behavior.
That's right.
All of you brothers that are standing here today, I charge all of you with protecting us. If something happens to any more black children, that's your goddamn fault.
That's right.
That's us,
You're right. You're right.
Call yourself.
You're right.
Come on, brothers.
If that fool can be walking around the streets of New York and don't feel shame, that too is your fault. You slipping as a black man. And what black woman in her right mind want a man that won't protect us.
Right.
Stand firm on your square. And I heard the brothers from the Zulu Nation when they said, well, they stand against it. I want to see you stand against it all. Bring it down. Go back to the Zulu headquarters and say either all of you go or we're going to burn this down. Period, the end. And I don't mean literally burn it down. I mean tear it completely, dismantle it. It should not be anymore. It is a lie. It is a farce. And we've been dealing with this for far too long. Sex trafficking runs rampant in our community, in particular in East New York, Brooklyn, where I live at. So I'm telling you right here, right now, man that ain't right mind gonna come out and say, I've been raped by another man. Our brothers are too strong for that. It's hard for these brothers to stand here and tell you this story. As he said, he got a family. He got a child he got to raise. And all of us must raise these children. To allow this to continue. Any of you who claim you're a part of the hip-hop community, a part of this conscious community, and you allow this to run rampant, you a sucker. So stand firm on your square. I have no respect for none of them on the council who still allowed this pedophilia to go on for years. You rapping, you a sucker, and I better not see you in the street. Now I'll say, now come see me if you got a problem. Our brothers to be strong. And sisters, stop letting these weak ass beasts come in your household amongst your children.
Talk about it.
In the first
Talk
place.
about that.
We don't. That's the reason why nobody ain't wifing you now. You so quick to bring these beasts into your household and play around with your children. You don't know what kind of walks of life these animals come from.
Wow. Talk about, elaborate.
Stand firm on your square,
Open that up more. Open that up more. Keep going.
I don't want him to run another program or be the head of a program or sponsor another program that got anything to do with any damn children. I don't want him nowhere around no children. Sisters, we gotta be firm with that. If he's walking about near a school, near a playground, just walking the street with Sally and her 3 kids, you better check it. We should never allow this type of behavior to happen. Here in New York City on 125th Street, the birthplace of the Garvey movement. How dare we allow this to continue? You don't represent Garvey. You ain't about Malcolm. You ain't about Harriet. To let this pedophilia run rampant in our communities? I'm telling you, sisters, stop this nasty behavior. We are straight, we are black, and we are proud.
All right, we want to bring up another sister to keep this going right here. We got to hear from our women. Let her out, let her in. We got to hear from the sisters, man. The mothers. Oh yeah. We got to hear from the mothers. And then we're going to get it in.
Salute, peace, queen, peace.
Woo, Keisha, I always tell you after I come up behind you, you bring out the lioness in me. Everything she said was right and exact. This is beyond molestation. Black people are sexually out of control. We're over-sexualized. Not only do our children have to face being touched by an adult, they are faced being touched by other children. It's time for us to start having parental guidance over our children. Know where your children are at all times. I don't care if it is family members. It is time for you to question your child. Everywhere they go, you got to show them at a very young age where you're not supposed to be touched. Because I'm pretty sure all of us standing here, we all have a story of us being sexually violated. Some speak out about it, and some of us are still concealing it. It is time for us to put our children first. We need to start speaking about extermination of these niggas. I'm sick of these niggas. These no good niggas. These niggas that's walking by niggas. The niggas that try to give you Jesus Christ as niggas. They walking by and they don't even care to ask why their people are standing here. They don't care why we standing here supporting each other unified. They're walking by to give this white establishments, these goddamn Arabs get money instead of standing here and saying, sister, what is this about? All they doing is bitching about walking that we ain't clear a path, but they going to the fucking hood. You broke ass niggas, you powerless niggas. I'm sick of you niggas. Don't y'all have that fire want to just take these niggas the fuck out? Y'all want to talk about this white man? It's these niggas that's fueling the white man. It's these niggas that's holding us back. In 2016, they have the power of education in the palm of their hands. They have a tablet. They have a laptop. No more excuses. Every time I come to meetings, we want to talk about mental illness and this, that, and the third. Wake the hell up. These niggas ain't sick. They choose to be defeated. They choose to harm children. They choose to poison their people. They have a choice like we have a choice to be here. They have a choice too. We all grew up in the same fucking environment, but we're not going around touching babies. We out here giving our lives for our children.
Right.
We need to stand here and let people know if you come up against the black child, I'm willing to die for them.
Yes.
How many of y'all willing to die for black children right now? Right now, die for black children. These black children are walking around hopeless and exposed and vulnerable. Look at our brothers that came up here with their testimony at Afrika Bambaataa, allegedly.
No, ain't no more allegedly.
I don't know. Listen. The point is, when something is done, we shouldn't have to go to no justice system because people handle stuff within their own nation. This is why we need to practice nationhood because we must govern ourselves. Exactly. We don't run to the white man. We need to let them know the penalty when they put their hands on our children.
Govern ourselves. Say that.
That's the first thing. We're all over the board. I'm Pan-Africanism and all that, but we here.
Right.
We here. We're not even unified locally, but you want to talk about cross seas. Be right here.
Right.
Be New York. Be black.
Excellent, sis. Excellent. We have the sister speaking. We have another sister that's going to chime in right here with a few comments.
I'm going to make this really short. I didn't necessarily want to get in front of the podium because this is really short and simple. First and foremost, I support all the sisters that came up, and I appreciate you all. And one thing I want to touch on as well is that there are obviously some of us women that protect and care for our children as we should. And there's also sisters that are not balanced. For various reasons, molestation, sexual assaults, abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional, whatever it may be, they're imbalanced. So what we have to understand as women, African women, is that every child is your child.
Yes.
So not only are you accountable to yours, but the one down the hall from you.
Yes.
So if you see something that doesn't seem right, find a way to address that situation, whether it's directly or indirectly. We're not just responsible for our own children. We have children in foster care. We have children that need to be adopted. Our children that need us. So whether they come from our womb or from a sister of ours womb, they're our responsibility. So we don't have to have another situation where in some of these instances the brother stated that their parents had a level of dysfunction. And so for that reason it was easy for the monsters to come in.
Yes.
So in those situations, if there was a sister down the hall or a sister at the school that looked at him as their own, they may have been able to instill something in that child that the mother unfortunately could not instill. So just as we have imbalanced mothers, we have those that are balanced. And we have to realize it's our responsibility to take care of all of our children that look like us.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Who I want to bring up right now is a brother who, watch this, get this, who is the co-founder of 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement. Y'all remember the brother, y'all know that.
Big Mike.
Big Mike right here. And also, go ahead, brother Big Mike, get up there. Co-founder of 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement. And in the future, brother, we want to talk about that, about what's going on with these police officers and why they're pulling over black children and black youth and stuff like that. That's another time. Talk to us, brother Mike.
Say I am.
I am.
Because we are.
Because we are.
I am.
I am.
Because we are.
Because we are.
It's good to be here today, and I've heard some riveting testimony that I just could not believe. It's incredible to listen to, and I agree with what Irritated Jeannie said, that it's not a legal matter anymore.
That's right.
Because if it was a legal matter, for the most part it's dead, because if it's more than 7 3/4 years old, it's over, legally. However, let me just say for the record, we watch black men die in plain sight.
Yes, sir.
We watched Tamir Rice, a black child killed in plain sight.
Yes, sir.
We watched Brother Crawford in a Walmart killed in plain sight. We watched Garner in Staten Island killed in plain sight. We watched too many killed in plain sight.
That's right.
Now, we have news that our babies are being attacked from the inside. Now, the charge is on us. When you attack what comes out of a black woman's womb, you are in danger. I say that because when you attack a child is like a rock in a landslide, in a boulder. And when you attack that child, that energy will make the boulders come down on you if the boulders act in accordance with nature. We're not acting in accordance with nature because we wouldn't be asking now what the courts can do about anybody that did that to so many of us. And I'm saying this, and I'm going to watch my words. As a co-founder of 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement, we have our fights with the police department. So I'm going to measure my words, but I think you're going to understand what I'm saying. If anybody did this and they didn't have a certain level of support, you wouldn't even be asking a question on what to do. Because you know what to do.
Yes, sir.
However, your response is measured because of what you think might happen to you.
Right.
Now, I've heard some brothers up here say they'll put their life on the line in a minute. That's the martial spirit all of us have.
Yes, sir.
We're born with that. Now, we might get it trained out of us, but we're born to die. We don't care. Those generations before that said they'll turn the other cheek, that's another generation.
Yes, sir.
All of us have dealt with a gun in a hallway or in an alley or a backyard somewhere. All right? It ain't a black man head that ain't looked down the damn barrel of a gun one time or another. And you either had to man up or you humbled yourself tactically at that time. And you might have came back and did what you had to do to that brother who did that to you. But now, for you to ask what needs to be done, you already know what needs to be done. Keisha ain't have to say that. That other sister out there ain't have to say that. I'm saying to you today, inside, that should be handled. The people in Zulu Nation should handle that long before it even got out. Because they were in the best position to see. Yes. And if they saw it and they knew about it, you are charged automatically once you know. You are not charged for what you don't know. You charged for what you know. So if you knew about it and you saw it, you should have pulled that brother to the side and asked him what happened when you went in there. He did what? And then you deal with it. So I'm saying to you now, before we leave here, we should not leave in confusion. No one here, give me a hand. Let's do a mock trial right now. Show me a hand for anybody that supports pedophilia. I don't see no hands going up. Let me get a hand for somebody that would know that you just saw a 15-year-old just getting abused and you wouldn't do nothing about it. Is there a man here that wouldn't do nothing about it?
Ain't a man.
Because you ain't a man.
Exactly.
If you saw it and you knew it, even if your brother did it, damn it, you move on your brother.
Yes, exactly.
Because he's destroying the family. Right. You have to cut out that cancer that destroys the family. It would be better for us to leave here a little mad at each other than leave here happy and not do nothing. So I understand some of the anger in the crowd and some people going back and forth and all that, but we shouldn't get ugly with each other because for the most part we all on the same page. Yes. The only question is, you're wondering if you do something, what's going to happen to you? Consequences, yes. Well, you know, and I'm measuring my words. I'm saying that when you're intelligent and you see a head fall, Even if you did it, you the first one to say what happened. Are you okay? Can I help you, brother?
Yes, sir.
The head done fell.
Strategy.
So when the head fall, you act like everybody else in the crowd. You say, what happened? I think I saw somebody running down the block. You don't say nothing else. You don't say, yeah, I did it. That's unintelligent. You don't get no extra points for saying, yeah, I did it. That's not the way to do things. You do things the same way you did it when you was little. You did it and you hit the truth. When you broke that window when you was little, you let, if your little brother or somebody, your big brother got beat, you ain't say nothing. If he ain't say nothing, you ain't say nothing. If you took that extra chicken, you ain't say nothing. Because you were smart. So now as adults, we know what to do.
Real talk.
But I'm not telling you what to do because I'm not telling you what to do.
Measuring your words.
I'm just telling you, I know what 100 blacks would do.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We wouldn't allow none of us to do nothing like that. Keisha know us well. This brother, I'm sorry, bro, I forgot your name. You know us. There are those that know us. We fought against those that fought against us. We fought the police department over the years. As a matter of fact, you wouldn't even know us if we wasn't fighting what police do every day. So I'm just saying, let's not act like when we leave here, we don't know what needs to be done. I mean, people have raised the question, you already know the answer. I'm saying, get it done. When you have cancer in your left arm, you don't address the right arm. You don't address your stomach. You don't address your knees. You deal with that left arm.
Yes.
And if it starts to spread, you got to cut some other places too. So I'm just saying, whatever you do, when you leave here, be intelligent.
Be intelligent.
Be smart.
Be smart.
All them lessons you learned when you was little, put it all together.
Excellent.
That's called the application of brilliance. Yes. Don't be intelligent your whole life. If you ain't never been in jail, you've been intelligent because we all did stuff. I did stuff, but nobody know about it. That brother right there, back there, know me from East New York. All of us did stuff, and I know you did too, brother. All of us did. And some of us that got on the job, we got on the job because they don't give us the truth serum. So we say we ain't never did nothing. But if they gave us that drug, none of us would be on the job. Coming out of East New York. Because if you ain't do nothing, you wouldn't be alive. Because you had to back down people with guns or say, you pulled it on me today, I'm going to see you tomorrow. And some people fell. People we grew up with, he knows, they ain't around no more. All they had to do was make one bad mistake. But what I'm hearing there today, it's not a mistake. It's a part of a lifestyle.
Right.
Active lifestyle.
Yes.
Again and again and again.
Yes, sir.
So don't wait, because I know some of y'all waiting on irritated Genie to give you the answer. Don't do that to this brother. Don't do that to this brother, having on film him telling you what to do, so when something happens, they gonna lock his ass up. No, you already know what needs to be done. Don't act like you don't know.
You already know.
You already know. So I'm just saying to you in closing, don't leave confused, be together, be smart, and the smaller the group is, you know that.
Let's go deep.
I'm gonna tell you that, let me in by this. I'm in and on this one. Y'all know what a cell is?
Yes, sir.
Y'all know what cells are?
Yes.
Cells are no larger than 6 men or women. Never. Largest cell I've ever known about has been 8 people. That means 8 people know it, the rest of the people don't know nothing. They do everything internally within a cell. They have an affiliation with the group, but the group don't know nothing about what they're doing. Because the smaller the process is, when you get pulled in, you can't say nothing, because in a cell, I might just know this brother. I don't know the other people. All I did was hand him a briefcase. And he took the briefcase to another place, and then a building fell. I don't know nothing about where he took it. All I know is that I gave him a briefcase. I only got one person. He can't be identified because it only went through me. That's a cell. I'm saying with our people, after 400 damn years, we should understand the cell process better than Arabs. All right? We should understand that because we don't have to look for our enemy. We got an open enemy all over the place. Right. Now we got a cancer inside the family.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying deal intelligently, deal wise, and you will be successful in all of your endeavors. Peace. I say. Let's give my brother from 100 Black Men a big hand for all that knowledge he dropped. Now, we're here for the youth. We're here because our young men were violated and they grew to later adulthood but carried the trauma. So we're going to have a young man, his name is Marcus. Most of you, if you tune in to YouTube, you've seen him. He is exceptional, he is brilliant, and he's going to speak to what it means for all of y'all together to save and create environments for our young black men and young black women to be safe. How old is Marcus? 17-year-old brother. This is all to save our young men and young women going forward. So Marcus, share some words for us.
Peace, family.
Peace.
First and foremost, as you already introduced me, I would like to personally say to Bambaataa, we denounce you. You are no longer a black man. You are a white man in black face. And thus you are no longer a part of our community. And since morale is low, black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. So, when you study the Black Lord's Dictionary, and I'm getting to a point so nobody cut my bill, when you study the Black Lord's Dictionary, a society is an association or company of persons united together for any mutual or common purpose, right? So we're people. So now we have to establish what our mutual and common purposes for being together is. So now, of course, we want political power, we want unity, we want culture, we want economics, but most importantly, what makes another people respect you is protection. How well you can protect what you stand for. So in the black community, we don't stand for pedophilia. We don't like pedophiles. We don't deal with them. But we can't establish.
What about homosexuality? Let's deal with all that.
We don't respect a plethora of things. But you can't receive respect from another community if you can't protect what you stand for.
Yes.
If you make a rule and someone disrespects that rule and you can't enforce your disposition, best believe they're going to disrespect the rule again.
Yes.
So now, as a people, we've made rules, but we have no enforcement whatsoever. Why are we going to people outside of our race and confiding in them to solve our problems when they punished us for the last 400 plus years? Right. That makes no sense. That's like going to the person who bullied you and ask him to bully somebody else who's bullying you. It makes no sense. So now we're asking the oppressor to address the problems that we're dealing with, and we expect them to handle the problems to the same degree that we would handle them. And that's a false perception. That's a false reality that you're dealing with. Because this oppressor will not address the problems and punish Bambaataa the same way we would. You know why? Because what Bambaataa did is in uniformity with the oppressor's agenda.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, we can't confide in other communities to handle our issues and our problems. We got to handle it ourselves. Thus, what that requires is us to create a social contract with our leaders for them to provide protection for us so that we can handle things within our community. Because we keep going to other communities and asking them to handle our issues when they're not going to handle it in the same fashion that we would. You want to know why? Because that's not their people. He doesn't, a white man, when he looks at a black child being raped or being molested, he doesn't see his son being molested. Right. Because that's not a white son he's dealing with. He's dealing with a black son. So he doesn't see himself in that child. So thus the punishment wouldn't be to the same extent. They are not going to answer and address the problems the same way we would, because the problems that have been dealt, or the crime that has been dealt, is in uniformity with their agenda. If we take this back to history, you would have a black man tied to two horses, ripped apart in front of their mother and the youngest child. What this did to the mother was psychologically traumatize her. Thus, she would grow a fear of her son being strong and make him weak and docile so that he's not rebellious, so that he doesn't do anything against the slave master. She would raise her daughter to be psychologically independent so that she feels that she can't confide in another black man. Why? Because him being militant and him showing some kind of masculinity is what got him tied to two horses and killed in the first place. So let's not promote a masculinity. And now you're seeing this manifest in the community because we let a brother have the audacity to come and admit that he touched children and not fear for his life. This man is still walking around. That's sad. That look bad on us as a people.
Yes, sir.
How can I respect you if you can't handle yours and you calling me to handle yours? It's not happening. So what I'm saying is, as a people, we need to create leadership, and that leadership has to be provided the resources in order to protect us. Because we have not protected ourselves well. We have not handled our problems within our communities. We're allowing Afrika Bambaataa and the likes to walk around fearless of what's going to happen to them. This man should have turned himself in because he like, damn, I'm scared of what my people going to do to me. So at the end of the day, we got to establish some kind of militancy. This is a shame. The fact that we got to sit here and ask another race to do something for us, that's a shame. Nobody should handle yours. You got to handle yours. So now, as a people, we are united for mutual and common purposes, and one of those mutual purposes is protection. We need protection, and we need that within our own community. And so we can't seek another person or another entity to protect us, because first things first, and that's self-preservation. We gotta preserve ourselves. And the first thing that starts with is driving the things that's within our community, or driving the problems that's within our community out. So pedophilia has to get driven out. The homosexual agenda that's being pushed upon us has to be driven out. Several things have to be driven out. But as of right now, we're confiding in our oppressor to handle our issues. It makes absolutely no sense. These are the people that taught us pedophilia. That's in their culture. These Europeans would go into church and rape these little children, and they impressed that upon us in slavery, and thus you see Afrika Bambaataa and the likes committing the same acts. And now we're going to the very same people who taught us this kind of behavior to stop this kind of behavior. What sense does that make? Black power. Black power. So now, what I'm saying is, if we want to deal with this issue, if we really want to get this solved, we got to put in this work. I don't want to see him in the courtroom. That's not going to get the job done. And I'm not encouraging anybody to do something wrong to the brother. What I'm saying is, I do not want to see someone that does not look like me handle this brother. I don't want to see him in the courtroom in front of a white judge who is in uniformity with the agenda, who's taught us this kind of behavior, and now punishing the brother very leniently for the same behavior, because it's in uniformity with his agenda. He wants the pedophilia in the black community. He wants our destruction. So why would we confide in him for the punishment that we are supposed to be giving out as a people? So at the end of the day, and I'm going to end this off because I know other brothers got to go in too, but at the end of the day, we got to handle our issues. It's time for black people to stop asking other people to deal with what we got to deal with. I remember when I was a little kid, just doing stupid stuff in the Jewish community, and someone hopped on a bike. We just looked at him like he was stupid. He hopped on a bike and started talking on his little microphone and said, oh, we have these blacks in the community, they're doing this, that, and the third. Next thing you know, 3-4 other Jews pull up. Like, they didn't have guns, they had cuffs and pepper spray, but best believe 3-4 other Jews pulled up to come support that one brother that was defending, and I don't say brother, but his brother that was, you know, trying to defend his community. Now, we don't necessarily need guns to address certain types of crime. However, we do need to address the crimes that are perpetrated by our own against us. So stop asking other race. That's a shame. But remember, every time you ask another race, or every time you ask someone of another culture or of another background to come handle your issues, do it in shame. Do not do it with pride. Do not go into a courtroom and say, oh yes, finally we got Afrika Bambaataa locked up, when a white judge is the one that dealt the punishment. Don't go in there proud. Go in there with your head down saying, we need to handle our issues. We need to deal a death blow. And I'm not saying that he has to die, but what I'm saying is if any punishment comes, it has to be dealt by us and only us. So now, my recommendation for punishment is, you got this brother right here, and this is why I recommend this punishment. This brother right here not only deceived us, because this is a defeat. The reason I keep saying black power is because right now we in defeated spirit. We thought that a man that we once embraced was actually here for us, when it turns out that he was here against us. And he was using the organization that he decided to establish for the youth as a catalyst for him to, perpetrate his pedophilia. So I think the most appropriate punishment is for this man to be in the dirt. That's it. That's the only way to get it done. I think that's the most appropriate punishment. However, I'm not trying to inspire brothers, but I'm just letting you know what it is. I think that's the most appropriate punishment. At the end of the day, we gotta handle ours. Anybody else that handle ours, that's not our victory. We shouldn't even speak about that if we didn't address it, if we didn't deal with it. Black power. Black power. Pardon me. I'm sorry. Forgot about this brother. I was in I was in my zone. But long story short, this brother right here, very phenomenal, multifaceted in his information, and he's passionate. He's for the people. So I would like to introduce my brother. He goes by the name of Young Fowl, and he's doing things for the community. And bear witness to black greatness.
Bring him on.
Right.
Bring him on. Young Fowl in the house.
Peace, brother, peace.
Peace, family. Y'all know I keep it very real. So if you don't like real, you need to spin off. It's Red Lobster right across the street for your ass. So with that being said, before we get into Africa Bambaataa, black people need to stop falling in love with people who have sex with your mind. And what I mean by that is women. For example, me, I'm intelligent, so if I wanted to, I could be a manipulator. Why? Because I can talk good and have sex with your minds. Black people need to stop appointing fucking leaders because they talk good and they're intelligent. Because Afrika Bambaataa, first of all, would have never molested my children, because I don't care if you was over there in Africa with Mugabe. You're not being alone with my kid, because in my house, you don't have no power. I'm the powerhouse. I don't care if your intelligence supersedes mine. So even Young Pharaoh, you don't elect Young Pharaoh as your leader because the intellect is there and I can massage your psyche. So first of all, we are appointing people, and we're the conscious community, right? So we deal with consciousness. The first level of consciousness is to understand that you are the supreme being. So you was wrong when you deemed Bambaataa as an authority figure responsible enough to even leave your kid alone with the man. Even if he was a NASA scientist who had 15,000 PhDs, this is my child right here. I don't care about that. So first of all, black people need to stop electing people as our community leaders because they can massage your mind with information. Because first of all, what we gotta understand is we don't do background checks. You can't even go get a job without a background check. Somebody can walk up right now, debate me, crush me, and y'all gonna jump on his knowledge because he massaged your mind, but you don't know if he just raped somebody in the alley. You didn't do a background check. So my thing with black people is stop being in it for the fame, yo. Because no matter what nobody wanna say, we in it for the fame. A lot of people wanna get on a poster and look like Malcolm X, but they don't wanna put that work in like Malcolm X. So when we talk about, before I even get on Afrika Bambaataa and what he's done, we need to deal with ourselves, because we talk about Egypt and Pharaoh got the crooked flail, that's self-check. So we need to do a real big self-check again, apparently. Stop falling in love with people who sound good and then being hurt when they hurt you, because you never did a background check. So we keep, oh yeah, you're smart, you should be this. You don't know if that motherfucker a thief, a liar, a pedophile. All you know is he can tell you the Egyptian Book of the Dead backwards and skip 7 pages. All you know. So we don't care about no Afrika Bambaataa, and that's how you gotta treat people. Yeah, we like what you give, but we don't care about you. And now stepping into it, I want to say that I'm ashamed and I'm disgusted of all the elders. And I'm not even speaking about all the elders out here. I'm talking about all the elders, man, who's supposed to have been doing this since the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Because, and I keep it a buck, excuse me, y'all want the youth. Y'all want to know why the youth don't want to join the conscious community? Because kids see everything, even 5-year-olds. You think your daughter don't see you mommies keep switching men, and then when she's 15, she's switching men, because she's seeing it. We see what's going on. We ain't dumb. Why do I want to be a Zulu if I know the Zulu can rape me and y'all ain't gonna do nothing because he a Zulu? You might as well come be with me in the streets. My man robbed you, that's my man. It is what it is. That's what we doing in the streets. We just out with it. We don't care. Why would I go be, and I'm just gonna name random organizations. They might not have did it, I'm just naming them. Why would I be a Muslim or a Hebrew or a Christian or anything else that I can be if I know that something bad can happen and y'all not actually go throw your chest out and do what it is you claim that you teach. So, first of all, we gotta clean up the elders, because the elders, and I'm not saying all of them, but the elders are soft and they scared to put their foot in somebody's ass, period. And you want me to be confident and y'all gonna liberate us from white supremacy, you motherfuckers still saying Bambaataa allegedly, right? You ain't saying the white, that's like me saying the white man allegedly enslaved. He didn't enslave. He enslaved us, fucker. He a rapist. He a bird. He what? Pop his top. You scared to say it? I said pop his top. You see him beat his ass. He's a pedophile. We don't play that. Because the real Shaka Zulu, if he could get in the time machine, a pop his top. So you talking about you the Zulu nation, motherfucker, we put your ass, we take this whole tape in the time machine, show the real Shaka Zulu, he ain't gonna be talking about no allegedly. So what's Zulu about you? So let's stop playing with black power. A lot of people say, watch this, if you with black people and you want us liberated, raise your hand. If you're ready to get 100 years life right now, if that means the rest of your people will be liberated, raise your hands.
200 years.
So what the fuck is with the problem? What is we still talking about? So that's why it's no confidence, man. Morale. And the thing about appointing a leader, and I'm finna make the connection. How do you destroy a morale of the army? You kill who they think is the toughest motherfucker. Everybody like Bruce Lee. If I knock Bruce Lee ass out, it's over for you. Oh, I don't want no problems with him. So when it comes to black people, we gotta stop appointing certain leaders because they crush our morale. Afrika Bambaataa just crushed the morale of the whole Zulu nation as well as the elders as a whole. Because we know what was going on in the 70s and 80s. The brother said New Jack City, that wasn't fake. I just came out of prison. Nothing never happened to me on the street or in prison, but I was there. Older niggas touch niggas. You talking about that ain't nothing mysterious. So why wouldn't you as an older man check that? Like I got friends who I know my man is gonna rob you and your grandma, you don't care. So I know if you with me, I'm gonna say, bro, chill, they with me. So we expect the oldest to be like, you know what, I know my peers that's 40 and 50 was doing heroin and drugs back in the 80s. Let me, nah, bro, you ain't gonna be alone with no kids because you might potentially do some shit. Why y'all can't do a self-check? So my thing is, before we get to doing Africa is your fault, Afrika Bambaataa is your fault, it's our fucking fault too. Because you know what was going on at this time. So, now that we established that, now we can get on Afrika Bambaataa. First of all, the man did music, okay? Now, I don't bull ride nobody, but you got motherfuckers like Sinetta who's on this very sidewalk probably before I was even born. So, why would you idolize or glorify or give somebody to somebody who does music? That's like us idolizing Jay-Z. Jay-Z not out here fighting. Jay-Z don't got nothing. Police walk up here, punch me in my mouth right now. All them albums Jay-Z made is not gonna get me out of jail. Afrika Bambaataa, like I said, it all comes back to massaging the psyche of our mind. Afrika Bambaataa has not changed nothing. I don't care about no Zulu nation. I don't care about nothing. He ain't changed nothing. He can't go to the UN and say, make that happen. And them motherfuckers be like, make that happen. That's Afrika Bambaataa. So what is he doing? So what is he doing? Nothing. Until we get a black person that can do that, they don't get no fucking praise. Not even me. Until you can make an international or global household or foundation in white supremacy and say y'all can do what y'all want to do across the world, except for over here, these my people, you don't get no praise. So as far as Afrika Bambaataa molesting the youth or molesting the young men, I think that's not just him doing that. Older people been doing that, but it's the elders' fault for not checking it. And I'm not letting Afrika Bambaataa off the hook at all, because couldn't have been me, because it wouldn't be no Afrika Bambaataa. But outside of that, what I'm saying is, let's not only act like, oh, this was the only nigga that was molested. A lot of older niggas was molested, nigga. That ain't nothing new. You go commit a felony and go to jail right now, and just ask a nigga that's over 40. What would you do? I seen older niggas tell niggas, nigga, I will rape you, nigga. That's what they thought was cool. So my thing is, why is the elder generation not check a lot of shit? It's like we talk about black liberation, but all we do is fucking talk. That shit is old, and that's why the youth don't want to come amongst the group, because y'all say what y'all want to say about the youth. We put that work in. Like you say right now, everybody, if you're aware of police brutality, put your hand in the air. If you ever beat a police ass, put your hand in the air.
I'm working on it.
That's not enough hands. That's not enough hands. Now, if you ever seen a video of a police beating up a black man, woman, or child, raise your hand. Now, if you are on a video or have documented record of you putting your hands on the police, raise your hand. That's not enough hands. So what black liberation is you fucking talking about? That's like we slaves and this one motherfucker gonna run off the plantation. So black people need to stop playing with ourselves, yo. We playing with ourselves. Africa Bambaataa need to get handled. If Africa Bambaataa walk over here right now, I'm be the first motherfucker to run in his mouth. And I'm saying I don't care. First, and I don't even know the man. I'm running right in this shit. So outside that, we need to quit playing. Is we righteous or not? Is we righteous or not? It don't matter. And the divide and conquer is so strong that we don't even understand how detrimental it is. Like, you might feel like, oh, all black people are family, but this my cousin, so I don't know you like that. Well, nigga, we not family. No, this is my brother. This is my brother. If I knew you for 50 years, I knew you for one day. If you wrong him, nigga, you wrong. So we don't even fully actually have a true, correct understanding on what it is to be black, and we don't believe that we family. Ain't nobody uncheckable, yo. Ain't no age. A 10-year-old can check a 50-year-old. A 50-year-old can check a 10-year-old. You can check your mama. Your mama can check her sister. So my thing is, black people, first of all, we got to get our psyche right. Africa Bambaataa, the problem is not that he's raping boys. The problem is he should have never been even allowed to rape no boy. We supposed to have this shit to where it's like, oh, you can do the crime because I can't watch you all day. But the consequence gonna be so fucking crazy. Like Young Pharaoh can't watch you all day, but if you touch my little cousin or my little brother and I find out, you know. Ain't no feds, ain't no CIA gonna save you from that drum. I'm coming, I don't care about it. So that's how we gotta be. We gotta get to a point to where it's like, our women and our kids, homeschool, educated, touch one, die. Fuck that. Feds come get us, I'm gonna be on camera like, and you can get it too. This is how we go. That's strong, we weak as fuck. We keep acting like red, black, and green, red, that shit weak. Police come over here and snatch this shit down. Half y'all niggas gonna be like, man, that's wrong, that's wrong. You ain't gonna mouth you though, because you're not about what you saying. So my thing is, we gotta quit fucking playing. That's why I'm mad at the elders, because a lot of, too many, is not about what they saying. And the Zulu brothers just came and said, not all of us like that. Shit, not all the police like that. But too damn many of them is. So what the fuck? I'm supposed to just, no disrespect to the Zulu nation, but I'm supposed to just forgive all the shit that the collective of y'all ignore because a couple of y'all righteous. If y'all, the police, when the police start policing the police, I'll respect the police. Until then, fuck the police. So if the fucking, the damn man been molesting people in the Zulu nation ain't been saying nothing, I can't fuck with y'all. I can't be a youth and confidently say, I'm gonna ignore that shit. If y'all, and I play this by how I see every day and how I grew up. In the streets, if you a snitch and your people keep up with you, all y'all snitch. All of y'all. What the fuck is you talking about? If you raping kids and some of y'all don't say nothing, only 7 of y'all do, all y'all niggas raping kids. Right. Crazy as hell. Yeah. So my thing is, let's stop playing with black liberation and understand that we gonna have to bust a nat turtle. We gonna have to tell motherfuckers to step forward. Whoever don't step forward, you scared to do it, I do, give it to me. Off with your head. I'll show you how it's done. Cause we gonna get free fucking with Pharaoh. I'm not playing no game. I'm not scared to say it. We need to do it. So stop being scared. Stop being oppressed. We so subconsciously scared of the white man. We scared to say how we really feel about Bambaataa. Cause you scared of the white man watching this in indictment. That's how fucking fire that nigga's in your psyche. That's right. So you ain't liberated. You won't even say, you won't look at the camera and say, Africa Bambaataa, when I see you, I'm gonna run in your mouth. Because you scared that if you run in his mouth and break his jaw, the white man gonna be like, you said that on camera, I'm coming to arrest you. So what black fucking power is you talking about? Black power mean nigga ain't no power over mine. And this is my planet. And we've been on the planet for millions of years. White man been here 6,000 years. You scared to check another black man because a nigga who only been doing his thing for like a couple thousand years. What is we talking about? So without giving somebody else a chance to go, I just want to say, black people, stop playing with yourself. Our elders need to man up or get your ass out of here. You had 30 years to do it. If you ain't do it, you ain't gonna fucking do it. And let's be for real. Let's stop playing games. Africa Bambaataa know what he did, and we know what needs to be done. So I'm 22. The Zulu Nation been out by damn near more than half my age. And if I see the man that got more than my age, boom. Oh wow. So boom. The Zulu Nation has been out for damn near 2 of my lifetime. So far. So if I got enough drive to say, you know what, for righteousness, I'm in your shit, there's no fucking way anybody out here over the age of 40 ain't supposed to be in his shit. Because we can go look for that nigga right after this. I'll be in the front car. So black people stop playing with ourselves, yo, and let's really turn up if we gonna turn up. If not, we gonna be here next year talking about black power and somebody else got raped. And yeah, the police killed somebody else. Add them to the fucking list. See the 799, 7 trillion dash, flip to page 1. So black people, we gotta stop playing, turn up, and liberate ourselves. But first we gonna have to do it within ourselves. And stop being scared to call people out because they name brand. You let people get away with shit because they name brand. You let a rapper get on TV and say, oh, this bitch this bitch that, and it's cool because he named brand, but a stranger can't say it. So my thing is, stop. It's just like shoes. You will wear the Jordans because they name brand, but I can make the same exact one called Skechers and make them look the same, but you don't want them. So once again, stop letting people make love to your mind. Fuck everything. Don't nobody get no respect till they earn it. I don't care how old you is. That's how we gotta get. Until we get to that point, it ain't gonna be no liberation. So with that being said, the Zulu Nation, we don't expect y'all to check Bambaataa because you didn't do it, you ain't gonna do it, so we gonna catch it.
Damn.
And with that being said, we're not playing with motherfuckers, and it's time to do it for real. Ain't no more plans. 2016, yo.
Yes, sir. I tried to tell you, Young Pharaoh. Give it up, Young Pharaoh. Again, what we did today was unprecedented. We got grassroots media in the front line. Just as Brother Pharaoh said, we're not calling on other mediums, the Daily News, the New York Times, Stone, or all these. No, we went to the black media to get this message out. And with that said, we got a brother who's a giant in the grassroots black media. His name is Doggy Diamond. He's going to come on and just give some insights about why this is so important for us to come together as a united force to confront this issue and to get to the truth. Brother Doggy Diamonds, all yours.
What's up, everybody?
Peace.
I just wanted to say that I represent black media, black owned, 2 websites, black owned, Doggy Diamonds TV and Forbes DVD. Been in the business for a minute now. When the Africa Bambaataa story broke, nobody wanted to touch it. It was taboo. Everybody was saying, allegedly, I don't know, I seen some people saying, oh, the elders, we going at the elders. I was like, fuck the elders, because most of them are crackheads, and I don't trust crackheads. That's just the reality of it. When you think about hip-hop, the golden age and the golden era of hip-hop is not those old crackheads. They were crackheads. They left hip-hop for dead, and it took Rakim, it took KRS-One, it took Big Daddy Kane, it took them, Chuck D, to take hip-hop to the next level, not the old crackheads. So we're not talking about them. And when you think about them, that's why molestation was going on, because they was all crackheads. They had their kids in the house around a bunch of crackheads. Think about them. Name them. Name a rapper right now. Give me an old school rapper.
Grandmaster Melly Mel.
Smoke crack. You understand what I'm saying? That time they were smoking crack. So we respect what they did, but hip-hop as we know it today, this is what we created. We got the ears of the youth. We got the minds of the youth. That's why Sinetta TV is important. That's why KTL TV is important. That's why Doggy Diamond TV is important. We came out here today to ask Africa Bambaataa to come before us. I didn't come here to teach y'all anything. Y'all already know everything. And if you don't know, you think you know already. So what the hell am I talking to you for? We came here today to ask Africa Bambaataa to stand before us. Don't go to white media. How you gonna go to white media? They don't got the ear of the youth. I've been in existence for 8 years. The first time you got introduced to the conscious community on the computer was through Forbes DVD. Ask any of them, ask Blue Pill, ask Red Pill. The first time you seen some of them was on Forbes DVD. That's how you know about Sinetta TV, was through Forbes DVD. That's what I was doing. But y'all argue with me and y'all fought me because y'all love World Star. Y'all love the fights. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes we are the problem ourselves. What happened with Africa Bambaataa is nothing more than the ghost of R. Kelly coming back to haunt us. Because all of y'all watched the R. Kelly tape. So you watch child porn. People's like, yo, you saw the tape? I was like, I'm not watching no little kid get slept with. That's child porn. We didn't handle R. Kelly. We let that slip through the cracks. R. Kelly is banned from my site. I took him out my iPod when I seen everything. I took him out my iPod. I don't deal with no pedophiles. I don't deal with no homosexuals, and I don't deal with no crackers in no way. I'm a black-owned website. They hate me in the industry. You know why? Because I call them a cracker every chance I get, and there's nothing they could do about it. And we got some people out here today that advocate for that and fighting me, your so-called brother, for a cracker. You understand what I'm saying? We are black media. Sarnetta TV done taught the world. The world. Everybody out here is a YouTube star due to Sarnetta TV, due to Doggy Diamonds TV. How dare Africa Bambaataa go to Rolling Stone and give them a stake?
Right. How does that happen?
What did they do for hip-hop?
How does that happen?
What do they do for hip-hop besides exploit it?
Right.
We try to give you alternate. We try to teach you stuff. We try to give you everything. I was the one putting up in the feminization of the black man by the irritated genie and Ashwa Kwesi and Baruti. I was trying to show you that, but no, you was talking about fight videos. You was talking about, yo, who went in on who? Or you doing an interview? Why you interviewing Saji from Ultramagnetics? Why you interviewing them old heads? Because a lot of them is what brought hip-hop to what it is today. So all I'm saying to y'all is that I'm not telling y'all what y'all need to do. You gotta fix yourself. I can't tell you what to do. I can't say we need to do, because we've been saying that shit for a long time. Dr. Clark told us that. Dr. Ben told us that. And most of y'all is up here regurgitating what they already taught. And I'm tired of that too. Stop regurgitating and start internalizing. You know what I'm saying? You spitting out what they already spit, internalizing and believing. Africa Bambaataa, you need to come before us, black media, speak to us. The accusers came here. Now we want to speak to the accused. That's what we came here for today. We didn't come here to teach y'all anything. We came here to say to Africa Bambaataa, you got 72 hours from right now. You got 72 hours from right now to come out, contact Sarnetta. You claim you're more. KTL, you claim you're more. How you a more and you going to get a lawyer? I thought the Moors don't believe in lawyers.
Contradiction.
Where's your sovereignty at? You understand what I'm saying? So contact Blue Pill, contact Red Pill. Come before us. You got 72 hours. If he don't come before us in 72 hours, he will be no longer referred to as Africa Bambaataa. We're going to take the name Africa from you because nothing about Africa is pedophilia.
Exactly.
Lord Jamal.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Because you said on Twitter,
right? Oh, man, my man.
That Africa,
that's motherfucker.
That homosexuality originated in Africa. That's what Lord Jamal said. Exactly.
Start asking the question.
Exactly. So let's get that out the way. That's what I'm saying. A lot of the so-called brothers come before us and stand with us, but they work for the crackers. Always remember that. Who they getting paid by? Right. You understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing homosexuality about Africa, nothing pedophilia about Africa. And when you do those things in other continents and other countries, they cut your fucking hands off or they kill you. Straight up in there, I could show you videos. So Africa Bambaataa, I'm gonna close with this. You got 72 hours. Sarnetta, what we giving him? 72 hours?
Yes, 72 hours.
He got 72 hours to contact one of us, come before us, and speak to us, and clear your name, because we're not defending you no more. We cannot defend you. We're not doing that. And we're going to strip him of his name, Africa Bambaataa. He's no longer, it don't got nothing to do with hip-hop, because let me tell y'all something about hip-hop. I've been in the hip-hop business for 23 years, right? The foundation of hip-hop, they say start with Africa Bambaataa. So if he brought hip-hop from the Bronx, downtown, he brought it to Russell Simmons in Studio 54. What was going on with all of them?
Studio 54 and all
you
that.
Understand what I'm saying? These dudes was disco dudes wearing I ain't gonna say beats, but they was wearing all types of weirdo shit. Let's just keep it a buck. Real masculine clothes got into hip-hop via Run DMC. You understand what I'm saying? With the leather and the mafia looking stuff. The rest of these dudes, if we left it up to them, the crackhead dudes, we'll still be wearing boas and all types of. Just look at the old videos. If it wasn't for Rakim, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I picked them up earlier. So all I'm gonna say, I'm out of here. I represent Doggy Diamonds TV. I am a part of black media, and that's why I'm out here. Star was the one who gave me the story, and I had the balls to put it out there. Right. And then they followed my my league as they always do. So turn off your fucking TV. Don't tell me about Empire and that homo shit on Empire. Don't tell me about that homo shit on Love and Hip Hop. Don't tell me about none of that shit, because as you watch it, it's in your psyche. You know what I watch before I go to sleep? I watch Sign of the TV before I go to sleep. No lies. Because I want it in my subconscious when I sleep. And this is my brother right here. You understand what I'm saying? We came out here. Blue Pill is my brother. Irritated Genie is my brother. Tad, the national, the leader of Straight Black Pride in New York, is my first cousin. We ain't playing. A.A. Rashid, we go back from the sandbox. We ain't playing with y'all. And y'all know, look, I'm gonna look at this camera. Y'all know we'll fuck y'all up. Y'all know that though. Because y'all know this street shit. That's some other shit. We're not gonna talk about that. And that's why the real men is out here. The rest of y'all is suckers. And that's it.
Brother, I thought that they be hating on me. When I went on your TV and I was going through your comments, I was like, God damn, they be going in on you.
I'm gonna tell you what. See, the reason why they hate me is because they hate to see a free black man.
Right.
Crackers hate to see a free black man. And black people hate to see a free black man. I don't tell you how to get up in the morning and go work for that cracker. I don't tell you that. I don't tell you what you should do at your job. You can't be a revolutionary if you're employed by the person who that's oppressing you. How you a revolutionary? How you a revolutionary if the same person that you trying to revolt against is the one that feed and educate your children? You understand what I'm saying? So that's why they hate me, because I speak like this. What happened to black men who speak like this? They got killed. Malcolm walked right up and down the street right here. And you know what they did? The same way these dudes is doing us, they walked right past us. So that's why they hate me. You can hate me, you don't understand me. And all I'm gonna say to everybody in closing, one day everything that I'm saying is gonna make a lot of sense to you. When 9/11 happened, I already knew it was gonna happen. You know why? Because they already tried it. Some of my homies was calling me like, yo, they tried to blow up the towers. I was like, well, they already did it. And we already had that education. So watch Sign of the TV. Watch Doggy Diamond TV. Watch KTL. Watch Baba TV. Watch these things. Peace. I'm out.
Peace.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to get
Family, I'm very happy, very proud to bring this good brother forward. Good interview, brother Doggy. You know what I mean? Salute to all black media.
Peace, family.
We're gonna bring up one of our comrades, a brother who has been in these streets doing the good work, right? For over 20 years. His mother is a legend in health and wellness. We're gonna talk about health and wellness, Queen of Four. We're gonna get into health and wellness in a minute, because a lot of our brothers and sisters are traumatized, and nobody is talking about what it is that we're gonna do to help them. Okay, so I am very proud to introduce to you our good brother, the big homie, Supernova Slum. Please give him a hand.
Oh man, salute. Salute, family, salute. I want to say Hotep, Shalom, Salam Alaikum, Rabal Ghani, all our wonderful attributes. Did I miss anything? Black Power? Black Power. What else?
What's up?
Islam, okay, peace more.
Okay, pasa.
Right, swoop, and what up, cuz, and pitch up with the folks and pitch down with the peoples, everybody, right? So we here, and so my name is Brother Supernova Islam, also known as OG Medicine Man. I represent Unified Hood, Hill of Hood, and it's an honor to be here. What I want to talk about in this moment is, and this is going to be a collective thing, and so it's an action step. You know, we have a lot of things that we are voicing today that is on our heart. This is with the Zulu brothers, this is a micro to the macro. Okay, me coming from the gang community, the warrior community, this has been going on as we speak. There's a thing in New York with the Damus, with the Bloods, that in the last 10, 15 years, a lot of brothers have been vocal about stop sexing sisters into the sect. Like, that's violation. Like, we should not be violating our women to be a Damu or be a blood or whatever, right? And that's been like controversial. But what they don't talk about, that I've been vocal about amongst the big homies for a few years, was as that
the sexing of the YGs, the young warriors. A lot of big homies are coming home and violating, molesting, and raping our little brothers because they got this ghetto superstar status of being a big master blood, and a little homie's hear about it. He get back on the block, and he's already been violating behind the walls. He brings that toxicity to the streets. And so if we're going to talk about the Zulus, right, and healing amongst them, we got to heal all around. And it has to be a unified front. We need all the mighty Hebrews. We need all the mighty brothers and sisters from the Moors, all the brothers and sisters from FOI, all the Kemetic brothers and sisters, all of our tribes, unified body. We got to take the Asar body that was cut up in 14 pieces, and we got to unify the body of Asar. Okay? And we need our sisters, the As and Ibn Het, to stand by us, sister to sisters, and support the black man in his unified body. The set trip must die. If we want the set trip amongst the B's and the C's, the blue and red to stop, then we got to stop the set trip amongst the subconscious community. Because I can't be bringing the homies into the conscious community from the gang community to get knowledge of self if we still set tripping in the conscious community.
That's right. Talk about it.
All right? So I'm not going to lose my point though, but I'm letting y'all know that there's been, as we speak, there is a consistent violation amongst brothers and sisters, especially young brothers, being molested and raped inside the gang community. And if we're going to talk about rape and molestation, we got to hold the G's accountable. And I have to say that there have been quite a few damus in New York with high status and stain that have been active once they find out that certain brothers who came back into the streets, who've been violating them, they handle business. They got rid of them brothers. The unfortunate thing, what I've been seeing though, is when some of these brothers who've been outcast from certain sets from this violation amongst our YGs, these clowns go and start a whole new set. Wow. And they continue the toxicity. So we have to say, wait a minute, violation and rape and molestation in our community on any level, conscious or unconscious, cannot be tolerated. Yes. And we're not going to take no threats because we are a unified body. We are the Hebrews. We are the Kemites. Now, check that out now. You can talk about post the whole Nile Valley, the Kemites and Hebrews standing together. That's the most powerful thing you can talk about. So we talk about the conflict in the past, but now we have the opportunity in the chaos to stand together unified. If the ancestors back in the Nile Valley were not in tune amongst the Hebrew and the Kemite family, then right now as family we can unify these streets. Right. We could part the Red Sea in Harlem and bring the family together. Yes. Stop the set trip. Hold that six-pointed star in that ark together and do the work. Right? Yes. So my thing is this. Hey, listen, I stay with my brothers and sisters.
Been happening. And I mean, there's organizations, but you don't ever hear about it. So,
what do you think about some of the solutions that were offered and some of the insights that were given? Were they helpful?
A good old-fashioned beat down, always helpful.
Works every time.
Works every time. There are places where you'll never find about it. I'm just saying. And honestly, sexual predators is one of those things that unfortunately I think cannot be helped. It's a sickness, it's ingrained, it's like just put them all together, give them as much healing as you possibly can, but for some odd reason, that's just one of those things. It's just ingrained in them. Because why is it that you have to be on a sex offenders list when you come home, you can't see a child and act normal? It's something that's in you, it's a sickness. You want to talk about having seances and let's bless the demons out, you can try that. I mean, you can try it. There's no harm in trying, but ultimately, keep them all together in the same community. Let them molest themselves and each other. But when it comes to our babies, I'm a
I totally have to respect that. Our children should no longer be a child. And anyone else to add a comment to the historic record? And sister, I know you are getting ready to enroll in Capella University for their master's program for family counseling. Would that be a skill or a trade that you could somehow use to deal with a situation like this? Could you share your thoughts?
Quite frankly, I think that we all know how to deal with these type of situations. Now, whether or not we actually do it depends on our personalities and what has caused us to be who we are. Because unfortunately, some men and women may know about situations like this and may not address it properly. But we all have the ability to intuitively know how to do it. Now, with European training, there may be some aspects of it that will be helpful in communicating with people that have different traumas. So whatever I can pull from that training and have that intact with just my common sense will happen. I do personally, I prefer to listen to our own Dr. Amos Wilson, etc., what have you, to hear what they have to say about various issues and put that information together. I also like to read about our own history to see what we had in our culture, what we did not have, how we function, etc., to determine all of that information coming together, how to address the issue.
Yes, and really, I said earlier, especially dealing with men, the man or the young boy is the first victim, but later in life, when he's seeking to have a relationship, it's the women in his life that will have to pick up the pieces. Brother Savage said he was successful in starting relationships, but not able to express any kind of natural intimacy. He couldn't hold hands, he couldn't cuddle. One of the other brothers said he had visual images every time he tried to be intimate. So it is you all, our women, that have to help us heal. So for a woman that might be dealing with a man struggling through that trauma, what kind of advice and what kind of insight could you provide?
Just to make sure I heard the question correctly, you're asking how do women assist our men and our children in dealing with trauma?
Healing from that trauma, or if there's a sister who is in a relationship with a brother who has already shared that, or she suspects.
The man may not feel comfortable with telling us something because he may not trust that we're going to keep it within the relationship.
Right.
So we have to build trust, we have to build confidence, and we have to respect our foundation and understand that it's not just about us. Dr. Amos Wilson said it best. I listened to his lecture plenty of times about, I say the African male-female relationship. It's beyond just the two of you. It's beyond just your child.
Right.
It's individually and collectively. So whatever happens in that relationship, wrong or right, it affects not only that institution, but the larger institution that you belong to.
Yes. Wow. This is what we need, a little bit more of the balance. I know we have some brilliant men on the front line, and I respect them all, but we need to hear your voices, sisters. You have to come in and help regulate, give us balance, because this is the insight that you all shared in the last few moments. I didn't hear that touched on over the last few hours. So you have to be such a critical part in our healing. So again, I'm reaching out to other people who want to have professional training. Inbox me at Herman Smalls on Facebook. And sisters, I'd like to give you another opportunity to speak.
There's a huge difference between claiming to be and claiming to survive. There's more power in saying that you survive. Because for some odd reason, people run when it was something and that becomes the cycle of their lives. Once you survive something, you found a way to doubt what you did. A victim will always be a victim.
Right.
So be very careful with the words that you use when you're discussing what's happening on this.
But maybe that's even purposeful, because to say you're a victim, you can expect help, you can expect sympathy, you can expect things, but say you're a survivor, people say, oh, you got that.
Survivors get help. When you're stranded on a boat, you're stranded out at sea in a little life raft, you survive the ship that's sunk.
Okay.
Somebody's going to come and help you out that life raft.
Right.
So it's all about what you put in your own mind. Don't be a victim of anything, basically.
That is such a powerful mindset to have, because and people tend to like to help people who are willing to help themselves. You know, if someone falls down, they just laying dead, and then you got to lift and grab. But if they're like, okay, I got this, you got that, and they're working with you to get up, it's a lot easier to help someone who has had a tough time but are still in the fight. And just lastly, how do we teach that? How do we teach that person who is low in self-esteem, who is not confident enough to still believe in themselves, to say, hey, you can still do it. Matter of fact, you got to do it. People can help you with it, but they can't do it for you. How do we teach that?
Well, you can lead by example and always keep showing love to that person.
So wait a minute,
you know, like
how
the
you
sister
gonna
was
go East
saying,
Coast South if you ain't
my
living in the
relationship,
tape? Fuck that, bro.
nobody knows what goes on between me and my husband. And I let my friends know that. When we're girls and we're young and we're in these little frivolous relationships here and there, yeah, you can talk about all your business all you want. But once you become married as a couple, y'all two are one. So that happens, whatever goes on stays between you and I. I got a problem with you, I'm coming to you. My girls can't tell me nothing that goes on in my house.
But no, so I'm saying,
so you take the same stance when it's something like this, somebody comes to you in confidence to say, listen, this is what happened to me when I was younger and this is why I behave this way. You keep it between y'all. Respect the trust that person put in you to even tell you their business. And always show them love. It's not about shaming. It's not about calling somebody out. It's, don't force them to do anything they don't want to do. If they're not ready to address the person who's harmed them, let it be that. But you always show them love. And always let them know you still matter. That wasn't your fault. You survived it. And you're still here. Because there's a lot of girls who've gone through it, a lot of boys who've gone through it. Raped, killed, in a ditch somewhere, dismembered, all kinds of craziness. Y'all are still here. And you're here for a reason. And that's it. There's no reason to have no low self-esteem. You're still here.
They hear it.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing it. And I hope you ladies follow YouTube because most of this will be posted. And I'm hoping you're going to share some of your thoughts and your insights because unfortunately, I read sometimes that some people are not sensitive to some of the people who come forward. And some of the statements are just very, very harsh. And like what you shared verbally today, if you're willing to type some of those insights as you start to read and see different things, because you were here, and it sounds like you just have life experiences that would be of such value. So please follow through with this process. Are there any other comments? So Cicely, you sure you want to make a brief comment? Okay. Hey, you know what? Behind the scenes is where the work is. Okay. I appreciate that so much. Since Akabu Mind, do you have any other closing comments? No. Okay, brother, you were watching today. Anyone else chooses to close? All right, what we're going to do, thank you all again for coming out. This is Black Media. Thank you, you're welcome. And we are going to continue this. This is not the end. We are moving towards truth in this instance, but we are opening this up wide because this adult presence has been light shed in. So we are going to get to the bottom of any situation that is going on that's harming our children. Thank you for tuning in. For all the Black media, especially Sarnetta TV and Black News 102, thank you for your viewership. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you.